Today, we're going to be reviewing Clove Explosion, baby. Yeah, buddy. We're going to take a quick look at the can here. This is kind of an interesting one, so bear with me. Start at the barcode as usual. Nice little, looks almost like a warning sign, but it's only like one edge of the warning sign type thing. Clove Explosion. Another warning sign. Now that actually says GN Organic. And then back to the barcode. Now, the top. This is actually kind of a pretty edgy can, so I kind of like the can. It says GN Organic there. And then it's like a warning poster that's already been through an explosion. You know what I mean? So I kind of like that. Now, this one is a GN tobacco product. But, strangely enough, it has the full width catch lid. But it's a little bit different because you don't see any gaps around there. So you actually got to dig your fingernail right in there and pop it off. So it's a little bit different, you know. Now, when you pop it off, they're all just kind of thrown in there. I just opened this yesterday, and I only took 2 portions out of it so far. So there's about, looks like 20 bags in there. No, I'm lying to you. 18. Because there's 16 in there now. And the portions aren't bad. Nice, moist portions here. And they're not too bad in terms of being fluffed up already. I mean, a lot of times they're off to just one side. So you just got to kind of fluff them up. But these, I'll clue you on a downside to these, okay? I got to look at the right side of my camera. I'll clue you about a warning for these things. The portion material is extremely soft, and the ends, when you're fluffing them, every once in a while, if you fluff them too hard, I mean, if you like squeeze them or roll them, then what happens is the ends break and the tobacco starts coming out. So you got to kind of, when you fluff these, you have to be really gentle. So that's kind of a downside for somebody like me who most of the time I'm not paying attention, just, you know, fluff them up real quick, throw them in, and keep going about my day. But they're fairly plump portions, as you can see. Nice and moist. So how about we go ahead and hammer up, see about getting the flavor to set in, huh? I can hear the forestry chopper flying around. We got a fire about 40 miles out. So forestry's really trying to hammer that fire pretty hard. From what I heard this morning, it's into a lot of old growth, which means very dense forest, and a lot of black spruce up through there, so that'll make that fire take off like mad. So they're trying to dump everything they've got on it in an effort to stop it before it runs away. We're going to go ahead and give this just a little bit here for the flavor to set in. It doesn't take long with this, so I'm only going to be a couple of minutes here. But I'll come back, we'll talk about the scent and the taste. Alright, it's been about 5 minutes. That's all I needed for this. I clue you. Been about 5 minutes. We're dealing with Clove Explosion by GN Tobacco. This says GN Organic Series. Now, let's pop her open, take a whiff. All you really smell with this, I don't smell any tobacco whatsoever. The only thing that I smell with this particular snus is clove. Very potent clove. It's potent with just a very slight, sharp edge to it. So if you inhale too hard, I mean, you know, it's going to burn your nose. It's going to sting. So it's got just that sharp edge to it, but clove usually does anyway. But you don't smell any tobacco. There's no bergamot in this. There's no nothing. It's just solid freaking clove, man. And as many of you know, if you've ever had anything clove, you know that that is just a powerful, powerful flavor, and scent. So, like I said, it's been 7 minutes now. Yeah, 7 minutes now. So, the flavor in this is already set in. This one sets in very quickly, okay? The flavor sets in quick. The nicotine starts hitting pretty good, pretty quick. And actually, the nicotine on this actually plateaus at about the 7-minute mark. Okay, so you start getting nicotine about the 4-minute mark, and it plateaus about the 7-minute mark. Now, the website that I was on for this must have been stoned, okay? Somebody was stoned or something when they put in the nicotine content for this, because it is not what they said. So the back end of this can doesn't even have the nicotine percentage on it. So I can't even tell you what the actual nicotine level is. The website said that this was 43-to-1 ratio. I can tell you from having already done one full can of this, this is not 43-to-1. This is not even close to 43-to-1. If I were to venture a guess, I would say that this is probably 16-to-1. Maybe 18-to-1 at max, okay? It's like throwing a dip in. I mean, you get the same feeling. You get the same nicotine level as you would popping a dip in, all right? So that's, you know, somewhere around the 16-to-1 ratio marker. This is not 43-to-1. So somebody was smoking something funny on that. But the flavor on this, absolute clove. Absolute clove. That's it. I mean, it's just like this burst of clove in your mouth. I mean, that's probably why they call it a clove explosion. But it's, you throw it in, about a minute and a half later, you start really tasting clove. And the flavor doesn't just limit itself to right here. I mean, it spreads all over your mouth, which is all right. I like clove to a certain extent, but I can only take so much of it, to be completely honest. I used to like smoking clove cigarettes every once in a while. And technically they're mini cigars, but shit, they look like cigarettes, so to me they were cigarettes. It's a decent product in terms of flavor. The nicotine isn't too bad either. It's just enough to keep the edge off, just like I was throwing a dip in. So it was all good on that score. But I'd like a little bit more complex flavor. I would like to see a little bit more complex flavor in the Clove Explosion. Maybe a little bit of pepper to help to round out the flavor profile. In terms of how this is right now, I would honestly have to say that my rating on this is only about a 3. Because there is no complex flavor. It is only clove. That is it. As much as I like clove every once in a great while, this is not something that I could even possibly do on a daily basis. I mean, it took me over a week to go through the last can. And that was mixing it up with my other stuff in my rotation, obviously. Because I can't take clove on a regular basis. So I would use one portion here, one portion maybe the next day, maybe 2 the following day. Just not very much. The nicotine is halfway decent. I wouldn't say that it was a huge amount. And really, it only takes about 5 minutes after I pull this out before I need another one. So it's not even the best. Now, at about, like I told you before, at about the 7-minute mark, the nicotine plateaus. And it'll stay plateaued until about the 30-minute mark. And the flavor and the nicotine wear off at about the 30-minute mark. So that's when you go to pull it out. So it only lasts about 30 minutes. So that's not all that great, to be completely honest. So my rating on this is definitely a 3 because of that. Lastability isn't all that great. Flavor is bold, yet it's singular. You know, it's a singular flavor of clove. That is all that you ever get. And there's nothing there to round out that flavor profile. So I would say that the rating on this is a 3. It's definitely worth giving a shot. Don't get me wrong. But don't go buying 5 cans of it unless you absolutely know that you're going to like it. My suggestion is buy 2 cans to start off with. And if you like it, then throw another 5 or 10 on your next order. But this is one that the idea of the flavor seems to be better than the flavor itself, to be completely honest with you. That's about it. As always, everybody, I hope your day is going fantastic. I hope your week is just kick ass right now, man. As I always say, never forget to hammer up, baby. I'm out!